Hey everyone, this is episode 2 of the Wholehearted WOD with Veronica and
Samantha!
So today we're going to talk about differences between bodybuilding and CrossFit, and namely about how Sam went from being a bodybuilder to now being a CrossFit fanatic and, fully missionary for it. She just loves it so much and gonna convince you all to do it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're going to talk about why some people don't maybe want to do it and why Sam decided to do it, and then kind of the main differences between that and bodybuilding if you're curious. Mm-hmm. So if you want to kick things off, maybe talking about just a meta level, high level, what exactly bodybuilding is, and
That is such a hard question.
Yeah.
Where do you begin? But honestly, I do feel like that's where most people begin, is becoming bodybuilders first. Yeah. And the reason for that is because you could do it in any commercial gym. Mm-hmm. You could do it anywhere. You could do it at home. You would do it at a CrossFit gym. I do it all the time. I'll do the WOD, and then I'll go do some sort of bodybuilding lifts after.
You can find
open gym.
You can find a milk jug and just start doing bicep curls. You don't even need dumbbells.
Yeah. So you could train at any commercial gym. It's convenient. It's convenient because at a commercial gym, you have childcare, you have group fitness classes, right? Mm-hmm. So when you bodybuild, if you have a cardio day, just go take a spin class. If you have an ab day, go take an abs class, right? Yeah. So you could break it down that way. If it's a rest day, I do yoga. So super convenient bodybuilding. It is all about hypertrophy. Right?
Okay. Break that down a bit for
that means it's mostly about making the muscles look more round and fuller.
Okay.
Not necessarily pushing your limits with strength.
That makes a lot of sense. Just
there's a secret, everybody.
Just in terms of when you started CrossFit, I was like, oh my god, that girl's so fit and strong looking, and then sometimes I'd lift more than you, and I'm like, what's
wrong with her?
What? Yeah, how am I stronger than this girl? But it makes sense because you are very strong, but I don't necessarily look as strong as you. Yeah. But in a lot of movements, it's a lot of stuff you're stronger than me. Yeah. But there's still other stuff that
what you do is freaking crazy. But so bodybuilding essentially, they're looking for an hourglass figure. So if you compete. You gotta have the lats, the tiny waist, the thicker thighs. They're more looking for contour and muscle definition and muscle imbalances. And sometimes, if you're an athlete, you're going to have muscle imbalances. My bench is so crooked, but I have so much scar tissue on one side of my body. It's not gonna get better overnight, but I work on it. But maybe, just maybe, if I get lean enough and I do a bodybuilding show, maybe that's something that they'll judge. Or everyone looks different, everybody has different genetics. So I'm not saying not to do it, but I'm saying that that's a whole nother world. They're a whole different type of athlete too, because they are so dedicated. It's insane.
Friends I have that have done competitions, bodybuilding competitions, it's insane how strict and regimented you have to be. And
counting every macro.
Yeah. And most of them have mental breakdowns day after competition because
I had my mental breakdown on the way there. Crying. I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
I did not have a good experience at all.
Does anyone have a good experience? That's a genuine question.
People love it. You know what? Oh my god, I don't know if I should say this, but I don't think it's going to be around for long.
No?
I don't think so. Oh my god. This is terrible. I know. Dun. It's getting a little ridiculous. I'm sorry. If you look at the male bodybuilders right now, they're all steroided up and they don't have that classic look anymore, and
it just looks like
the women are steroided out, and it's just come on. It's not even fair. It's not fair. It's not a fair sport.
And so I know that there are different categories. There's the categories where they don't test. They specifically don't test, and people take steroids.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? When they don't test and you can do steroids if you want? Aren't there
So
categories
natural
like that?
is you're natural. Like they do test you.
They do test you, yeah.
I got tested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then there's some other categories where they don't, right? And you,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the bigger categories.
Which
those
is
are the
like-
ones you see on TV,
Yeah.
the famous people, the internet celebrities.
yeah.
Even like your fitness role models on Instagram. Like, dude, come on, half of them.
Right, and that's
Come
the thing.
on.
Like, I get it in a terms of like,
Be
wow,
honest.
like it's an accomplishment, but it's not a fitness accomplishment. Like, you're not fit. You're just
So that's what it is.
Muscular.
That's just what it is.
yeah.
It's all about looking a certain way, but it
Right.
is so easy and it is so fun because at first, women especially, they see changes very quickly with their body if they do lifts consistently. And I did want to get into that, meaning like there's a billion different movements. You could change them. You'll never get bored. It's a usually bodybuilders have like a 4 to 6 day split. So in CrossFit, I feel like we do legs
It's a lot of
every
legs.
single freaking day.
It's a lot of legs.
Every day is leg
That's why I like it.
day.
Because I have little baby arms, so I like. Except on handstand, push up, and rope climb days, then I not happy.
So bodybuilding is like you could group together muscle groups. That's how I switch it up a lot. So that's why it's
Yeah.
always good to have a coach and a personal trainer because I know programming so well, not
Yeah,
to toot
you
my
do.
own horn.
You
But
do.
like I will go from let's do opposing muscle groups, let's do a push-pull day, and then I'll cycle my clients on that for a while, and then when we switch it up, it'll be maybe similar muscle groups. Maybe now we'll group together chest and triceps because they're together, and then we'll cycle off of that, and we'll go on to more accessory work. We'll work on cables, barbells, dumbbells, and it's an endless world of learning and growing. So you need a coach. Like you can't get good at bodybuilding overnight. And if I was ever to do a show again, I would have a coach because it's terrifying to do that shit alone.
Oh yeah. Well, and even like
Crazy.
when I've gone to crunch with you and you'll show me things, I'm like, I'm a pretty fit person. I work out a lot, but I didn't know how to use a lot of these machines and like muscles I've never used before. And actually,
And it's so fun.
yeah, and I didn't tell
It's
you
so fun.
this, but when I was on my trip and I had to go to the like work gym or the hotel gym, I literally was like, I don't know what to do. Like I have no one to tell me what to do. I was about to text you and be like, quick, Sam,
Oh
like
my
tell me what to do and like just give me some bodybuilding stuff I can do in the hotel gym. I know, I was going to, but then I was just kind of in a rush to the gym and I was like, I'll just do something on the treadmill and do like some lat things. And
Some lat things.
I like made stuff up. I was like, let me just feel the muscles work, but
Let me feel the muscles work.
yeah, I was,
God.
but and that's part of it too. I was like, well, I don't know if I text Sam, she's gonna give me like a workout to do, and I don't know if I want to commit to that. So
Because you don't want
I
me
probably
to,
should
you
try
don't,
that.
you legit don't want me to be like, so how was your workout? You'd be like, I'm great.
oh, great, yeah, like I really engaged my lats on that one movement you had me do.
And for you it would be hilarious because the same muscle group over and over and over. Where I fear you're gonna be like, I'm gonna go do a handstand walk
Yeah.
over here.
I legit wanted to do like handstand just taps on the wall.
I know.
But I couldn't find a wall to do it on, and I was really sad. So
There were
you're
no
right.
fresh walls.
Well, like the walls all had mirrors, and I was like, well, I don't want to crack a mirror.
The worst.
Yeah, and I can't do a freestanding handstand because I'm not a games athlete, so I don't know.
Man, what else can I say about bodybuilding? It's a lot of accessory work. You can do body weighted movements. The pros, it's fun. You can do it anywhere. Cons, you should get a trainer if you are really worried about your form.
It's hard to do just like on your own if you're starting. Like going to a gym, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do some bicep curls and.
But that's why, and people underestimate classes, and that's why classes are so great because we do go through that stuff. Like we do tons of bicep curls, we do tons of lateral raises. So you're finally gonna get like a chisel class or maybe a top it off class. Like at Crunch, we offer so much shit that like you're gonna learn. Oh my god, we do though. We do.
You offer a lot of shit.
So not only can you get the babysitting, but you could go powerlift in the corner with your friends, and then you could go take a
Wait,
spin
where
class.
are these babies, by the way? Because I have never seen them.
You just walk right by the daycare.
No, is it like outside the
That's
gym?
really funny.
Yeah, I've never noticed it.
It is
inside?
okay. So you walk in, and it's to the left in front of the treadmills.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look next time that I go.
She'll have to look next time.
Yes, I'll look for the babies next. I'll just be like, I'm not gonna work out. I'm just gonna play with these children. I'll just go do some bicep curls with some infants.
I don't even know what to say to that. she's like, all right, guys, we're gonna go do some thrusters now, and let's go get our wall balls out. And it's like it's the bouncy ball and the playpen, and they throw them. They throw them at each other all the time. Like if I train someone and I'm doing a treadmill circuit.
Oh yeah.
In front of the daycare, like when it's night, it's like crazy there. It's like 6 o'clock. You can't move in there. So if I get the last place I pick a treadmill for my clients is in front of the daycare center, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's fun because if a client's doing like a 1 minute sprint, I have 1 minute to watch like The Lion King, like whatever movie.
One of your clients is watching this right now, they're like, "That's what you do when I'm suffering. You watch The Lion King."
If I don't have to focus on them for 1 minute, they know.
Oh my god.
So they'll watch it with me. Who am I kidding?
Yeah,
they're watching it with me.
Yeah, that's getting them through the 1 minute.
It is. It's fantastic. But yeah, they'll have like the little balls in the ball pit, and you'll be doing like wall balls with them and stuff.
That's adorable.
Okay, anyway, so do you have any other questions about bodybuilding? I don't know if I did justice to that. It is about hypertrophy.
Yeah.
And we'll get into my opinions now.
Yeah, like what I think would be really cool for people to know is like what your perspective was when you were just a bodybuilder, what you thought of CrossFit, and then like what was it?
What?
Oh, okay. So explain that a little bit more, and then why you thought about trying CrossFit, and then now why you think it's the best sport ever.
So what? Before I give you my opinion, what is it? Like, what is it a series of, and like, how would you describe it?
Right. So, okay, I know that the textbook description of CrossFit is varied functional movements, or whatever the true definition is, highly varied functional movements. And while that's true, it's not fully CrossFit does not truly encompass all functional varied movements. Like, if you look at CrossFit as the movement types, so it's a mix between like strength and cardio and like Olympic lifting. Mm-hmm. And yes, while those are all highly varied, there's a lot of functional movements that CrossFit is missing. So we do a lot of Olympic lifting, and cardio and gymnastics too. But everything tends to be in like the front and back plane. Like everything's frontwards and backwards. There's not a lot of side to side. You know, like if you look at like all the lifts, like if you're picking it up and you're just going down, and then you're on a bike and you're just going forward, and so it's all very like front facing and that kind of way.
Like we'll warm up with like side movements and side lunges, but we don't really.
We don't do them in the workouts, and that's one thing I feel CrossFit's really missing. Like I'm sure like at the high levels, games athletes are doing a lot of that lateral movement, but if you look at CrossFit as a sport and how most gyms treat it, it's very front and back. Not a lot of lateral. I would love like to incorporate more, like side lunges and workouts and things like that. Sometimes we do incorporate that as like accessory. It's just because it's not in the open and it's not in like competitions, we don't incorporate it a lot.
And it's fun to think about the competition.
Yeah. And if you think about it in your daily life, if we're talking about like functional movements, a lot of times you're picking things up and you're doing that. But if you look at like just getting in and out of your car, I mean, you're twisting, you're like doing a side movement.
Yeah, so we'll do toes to bar a billion times, but never Russian twist.
Exactly, like things that like, getting in and out of your car could mimic, which is where a lot of people when they get older, that's what they struggle with. And obviously if you're stronger and your CrossFit will help in general, but it's just an example of how there are a lot of side to side movements you'll see in daily life. Mm-hmm. We just don't do a lot of that in CrossFit. So I kind of feel like that's something CrossFit's lacking a little bit.
So we're going to have bodybuilders mad at me, and CrossFitters mad at you. And...
Yes, but I mean, hey, I love CrossFit. Like I love
bodybuilding.
Yeah,
so much.
Like CrossFit has gotten me the most fit of any sport I've ever done.
Me
it's
too.
So highly varied. If any sport you look, personally, I think any sport you look out there, it is the most highly varied.
Yes.
It's just not as highly varied as it could be in the perfect world.
Yes, of course, of course.
So, yeah,
I do love the fact that like. Let's go into a deadlift, and then let's go climb a rope, and then let's go for a run. And it's like, after doing bodybuilding for so long, that's so fun to me. So my opinion, prior to becoming a regular CrossFitter, I guess you would call it, CrossFitter.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody gets hurt ordeal.
Right.
And now
basically everyone thinks everyone gets hurt, which
now I understand. Now that I'm in this situation, I completely understand it, because you are becoming an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, something might happen. If you're pushing this heavy weight, or you're any athlete in any sport, something could happen. Any high level,
anytime you get to that performance level in a sport, look at professional athletes, Olympic athletes, like there's an injury rate there. Like, you're gonna get injured if you push yourself. And I think with CrossFit, why it gets a bad rap in that instance is because when you first come to a gym, if you're not vocal with your coach, and if you go to a gym where the coach isn't as hands-on, you can easily hurt yourself, because you'll go weights that are too heavy, you'll try to show off, and then you'll hurt yourself.
You need to find a good box.
Yeah.
You do. You still do. Just like you need to find a good personal trainer. You need to find a good box.
There are definitely gyms that are better than others. Yeah, coaches that are better than others. Especially for beginners, I always tell them, I'm like, shop around to gyms.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't want to
look at the reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of it for me was like knowing drama, as weird as that sounds. Picking out a CrossFit gym, because I've heard like there's some gym that has more drama than the other, and this gym, and like I don't want drama. Like I deal with people for a living. Like I don't want to know other people's problems even more. That's not me. I want to get in. I want to have a good workout. Yeah. But if there's that fun community aspect to it, then I look forward to going. I make it a point to go. But if it's on the negative side, then I won't go. Yeah. So now looking back at the injury risk thing post being going to CrossFit, I honestly see more people get hurt dropping a weight on their. In the past year, I've seen way more people getting hurt dropping a weight on their foot or doing something stupid in the gym.
I actually have a friend
than at CrossFit.
That's so funny. I have a friend. She was training for a bodybuilding competition, and she dropped a 45-pound plate on her foot, broke it, and was out for a while.
And you know what? It's a matter of time. Because I'm a personal trainer, and I'm so good on picking up my weights and my form and this, and this. And I remember the one day, I don't even know what I was doing, and I dropped it on my foot, and it's just a matter of time. So, I see more people getting hurt doing stupid stuff. And I'm a dirt bike rider. So, if you guys are like, yo, you get hurt doing CrossFit, when Brooke Ends posted her video of coming to Pittsburgh, and they mentioned my name in it, whatever, I was, in the comments, I was like, oh, that's my name, right? I got attacked on her YouTube comment page, and it was like this one guy saying that the CrossFit muscular women look like manly, and all this stupid shit.
Wait, you did? Wait, what did you post?
So Brooke Ends posted her review of her Pittsburgh trip.
Oh, okay.
And they mentioned my name in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah. So I commented in the comments, and then people attacked me. The anti-CrossFitters attacked me.
Oh, okay.
And that was my first CrossFit class, and I was getting attacked by anti-CrossFitters, and I was like,
oh my God.
Dude, I'm a bodybuilder, I think. I don't know. But now I would consider myself like a hybrid athlete.
And pretty soon you're just going to be like, I'm a CrossFitter.
What? No.
No, you'll always.
I love bodybuilding.
Yeah. And
I love doing shoulders. I love doing back.
And the way you started it, and it's just such a foundation to you as an athlete. You're always going to
it's such a big part of me. I love working out and counting reps with clients. I love training with my dad. I love training with my husband. It's so fun to me, seeing where my bench could get, and doing chest accessory work makes me feel so strong. And so I'll ask Coach Bob. I'll be like, are we doing a lot of back stuff tomorrow? Because I want to do back tonight, and I want to work out for the third time today.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure you don't do the same muscle groups. So basically you kind of, the injury thing was one thing, CrossFitters get injured, kind of the gym drama.
I thought it was weird how y'all are nuts. The one gym I went to, it was 0 degrees, and they had a little CrossFit den in it, right? Bitch had them running outside in 0 degrees with their weighted vests on. And I'm going in to go do shoulders or some shit, and I'm just like, look at those CrossFitters. They're running in the snow. people. They show up after their hard-earned job, and you're gonna make them run outside in 0-degree weather.
But it's funny because you do Spartans too. Like you do
I
Spartans.
pay for that.
Yeah, but like
I get a
you
medal.
pay for CrossFit. But like in Spartans, that you do much crazier shit. I think in Spartans, like you're going in freezing water, getting like hypothermia and like running through fire and like under barbed wire. I mean, like that to me is a lot more crazy than like what we do in
But
CrossFit.
not on like a Tuesday night.
Right, okay.
I train all week for Spartan. People do this shit every day of the week.
So you were like, oh, CrossFitters are crazy.
They're nuts.
I never want to do it.
Now,
no, you're one of the crazies.
Now I'm like, yeah, because we're freaking soldiers.
Yes,
like,
right.
We're badass. Hell yeah, I'm gonna go run in the snow because I'm a
Yeah, like it's not that you have to do it. They're not like, you're gonna do it or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like,
again,
no, I want to do it.
You could always choose to stay in and do the stationary bike or do the rower.
Yeah,
you don't have to do the run.
But most of us choose to do the run.
Most of us are nuts.
Yes.
And we're like, it's a beautiful day to run on 0 degrees.
Like the only people that don't do those runs are usually people that can't run for some reason, you know, like an injury or something, and so they have to bike. But like if someone can run, they usually choose to do the run outside.
Because there's something about suffering together.
Yes,
that you're like,
it's
well, if Karen from accounting over there is gonna go do the run, then I'm like a personal trainer, so I guess I should go do the run. And then you're like, oh, little Betty over here who has 3 kids running around her right now, she's gonna go do the run, and I'm just tired and my feet ache a little bit, and I'm not gonna do the run. Like, so it's a thing.
Yeah, that's so true. That's like when I went skydiving, I was like, like a little nervous, and then I see like these 18-year-old girls like skydiving and I was like, if like this 18-year-old girl can do it, I can do it. Like I'm not a wuss.
Right? You're like, mother trucker.
Yeah, like that'll, if you're like someone who wants to go skydiving and you're like unsure, just go to a place and watch other people do it, and you're like, oh, there's these like kids doing it and they're not scared. Like, because a lot of people want to do it, but they're scared. Once you see someone else do it and you're like, oh, that didn't look that scary.
I can't speak on skydiving.
That was random. But so how, I know you got into CrossFit because of the Brooke Ends thing, but how did you just followed her because she's kind of bodybuilding-ish?
So I followed her just because, just like anybody does, I guess, on the search pages, like she came up and she has like over 1 million followers, and I was like, who is this chick? And I want to know everybody in the fitness industry. I love to learn from people. I love to follow strong women and see what they post and new material that they're getting out there. And I love the business side of it. So I just followed her, and I just watched a couple of her videos, and she was strong and she was funny. And I won the opportunity to go to one of her classes, and I took her class, and it was like I said, it was wall balls, burpees, and kettlebell swings. That's
so if you want more of that story, we talked about it more in depth in episode 1 of the Wholehearted WOD, so you can check that out.
So after that, the whole way there, like I said in episode 1, I was looking up barbell movements because I was terrified and I didn't know what it was going to be. Now looking back at it, I'm like, well, of course she's going to give us something that a class of like a bunch of people could do at once. You don't put a bunch of people, maybe possibly having beginners in that class, a barbell movement. Yeah. So now looking back, I was like, oh, of course I didn't even need to do all that. But prior to CrossFit, I did think there was a lot of like Olympic lifting, and although I am familiar with it, it was one of those things where it was like, I feel like I would need a coach. Oh, yes. So I still need a coach, and I've been doing it for a while. So the best thing is, like, if you want to get good at Olympic lifts, you will with CrossFit. And if you don't want to get good at Olympic lifts, go ahead and still do CrossFit. Yeah, it's true. You could use a PVC pipe. You could use a wall ball. You could do a different movement. Like, there's so many other options. Yeah, there's a lot of people at our gym that we scale a lot of that. Like, they can't really squat all the way, so they want power stuff, and you can always modify anything, and same with anywhere you go. Any good instructor, any good personal trainer is going to find a way to help you modify. That's the key. If you're at a gym and you want to modify and the coach isn't being helpful or they don't want you to, then go find another one. Don't be afraid to go find another gym, because your coach should be accommodating, should be always willing to give you a modification. Like, when people ask me, I'm always willing to let them scale in some way, because
the point is for them to get to a higher level of fitness than they are currently, or to stay at their level of fitness. So you just have to figure out what will do that.
Or maybe someone has an injury, or maybe someone's not feeling good that day, or maybe like my knee hurts,
that's
or
huge.
maybe so like even you might see a top of the line athlete and it pop up in one of your classes, not doing rope climbs, doing ring rows, because they're a little sore, or they tweak something, and they're doing their own physical therapy on it. So
I've definitely been there. There are days when like I come in, either I'm not feeling 100% and I'm like, I'm just going to treat today as like a skill day. If there's like a workout with muscle ups or something, I'm like, I'm just going to work on this skill. I'm going to tone it down. I'm not feeling so great. Or some days I do scale the weight RX just because I'm not feeling like lifting that heavy that day, especially days when 1 rep maxes are programmed in. If I'm not feeling 100% that day, I just go to 80 or 90%. I go what I'm comfortable with.
Absolutely.
And that's where a lot of people, I think, that's when they start to get hurt, because they're like, I'm going to do it no matter what.
So instead of going to that level of getting hurt, treat it as, going a little bit lighter, stepping back, and then maybe instead of looking at it of, oh, this is going to be, a crappy workout because I can't do the RX, maybe it'll be one of your funnest days.
Yes.
Because you still have a great workout. Maybe, you focused on a little bit more form, and you nailed something that you didn't before. So you can never go into like a workout scaling it, going, this is going to be, crappy. Go into it thinking, maybe today's gonna be fun. Like maybe I could switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. And also a big thing is the next day you're gonna be more recovered and you can go harder the next day. So think of it that way. Yeah, because if you go hard every single day, like eventually you're gonna burn out and you need a rest day.
Honestly.
So when you work that in a little bit more, then it's like, oh well, tomorrow I can just go extra hard in that workout. So you did that one workout and then you just kind of decided like, I kind of want to try this more. It seems interesting. Yeah,
so then all of my opinions were, I thought there was going to be a lot more heavy lifts than there actually are. And now I look forward to all the lifts because I'm getting stronger and I feel more confident and I love it. And, I always thought that the gymnastics movements were weird to me. Like, I always thought, like, oh, well, that's not a real pull-up, just like everybody says. But what they don't understand is, like, well, duh, they're not doing real pull-ups. They're doing the gymnastics pull-ups because the workout of the day requires for this gymnastic movement.
Right.
We're not, if we were going to do normal pull-ups, that would be in the strength part of the workout. That is the gymnastics part.
Yeah, and so that's what like a lot of people don't realize.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
I didn't know that.
There are days when strict pull-ups are in the workout, but
strict
most of the
time,
most of the time it's not, because the point of CrossFit, that's the thing. I think one of the bigger CrossFit really likes those explosive movements, and so kipping in general is a more explosive movement, and so it translates better to some of the other movements versus strict pull-ups. It builds your strength, but it's not helping you in those other ways.
CrossFit really does focus on movement and mobility, and I love that because, like I said in episode 1, I had knots in my back, and they all went away when I started CrossFit. Why? Because now I'm training more mobility. I'm warming up more, guys. Like, the warm-ups are fantastic.
So in bodybuilding, like, is it? Do people really warm up at all, or what do you?
They're not, because they're running into the gym late. They want to get in. They have an appointment at this time. They have to pick up their kid at this time. So even though I tell them to do 5-10 minutes on the stepper or the treadmill or the elliptical, they're not going to, and they're going to come in. I don't see them stretching. I don't see them on the foam roller, and maybe the top 20% of my clients do take it seriously and do that.
Yeah.
The other percent maybe is they can't and they don't get to, and they really look forward to the workout, and that's okay. But in CrossFit, everyone does the warm-up because you show up to a class. Versus meeting a trainer or going in at your own time. So a lot more warm, and again, we teach warm-up and cool-downs in our group fitness classes. But it's a little bit different because you don't actually get like a barbell out. We don't do that in the group fitness room. So that was maybe another misconception, I would say. But now looking at it, it has helped me so much with mobility, and now I do more yoga. I do more yoga because I do more CrossFit. Because I love doing certain movements. And then I love being able to stretch them out and hold a pose and hold a yoga pose And that is so cool to me too. And then I love going into the gym and maybe just hitting up like a couple lateral raises because we did a lot of push presses at CrossFit. So you could always superset and accessorize it that way. You could get so creative.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like for me, like when I'm working out by myself, I a lot of times just forget to warm up. Like, so it's nice with CrossFit. Yeah, like it's built in, and a lot of days.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah. It's nice having that stuff where it's not an option. It's not like, oh, warm up if you want. It's like, no, we're all doing it together right now. Yeah. Like, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And sometimes the warm up is fun. It's like stuff we haven't done in a while. It'll be like jump squats, or it'll be plyo lunges, or it'll be inchworms. It'll be like movements where you're like, oh, I forgot about this. So everyone does kind of look forward to it, I think. I hope.
Yeah. And it's like, it's funny because the whole, like, I think that's kind of a big misconception with CrossFitters too, is like that they don't warm up a lot, but like we don't warm up a lot, but we at least warm up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly.
Like, because it's at least something. Like, you know, obviously it'd be better to warm up 10 minutes instead of 5, but
and I think that misconception just comes from good gyms and bad gyms too.
Yeah,
because there may be bad CrossFit gyms that don't warm up at all and just send their clients or their members right into a heavy lift. And then there are good CrossFit gyms like 570 that will warm you up for 5 or 10 minutes, and it's not much, but you know, if we go into a strength right after and you feel like you need an extra 5 minutes to warm up, do you?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, and that's a lot of times when I come into warm-ups, I'll look at what they go over what the workout is of the day, and then they tell you what the warm-up is. And some days I'm like, well, it's on the warm-up, but we're doing maybe like handstand walk, and I know I need to warm up a little bit for that more than these other movements in here. I'm going to do some like holds against the wall or taps or something.
Yeah, like you don't have to follow it.
Yeah, but it just gives you that time. It's like these 5 or 10 minutes are meant to warm up.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, but just, you know, this is what we suggest. If you want to do something else, that's fine. Just like in a workout, this is what we suggest. You can scale and modify it as you please.
The heavy movement is deadlifts today. Okay. You feel like you take a long time to warm up to your 1 rep max deadlift, then take that whole 10-15 minutes to, instead of getting your bar ready after the warm up, just go get your bar ready now and go warm up to your 1 rep max now, if that's what you really want to focus on today. Yeah. If that is not your goal today, do the warm up of the day, technically.
Warm up of the day. I like that. The other WOD.
Do the first WOD, and then we'll get to the other 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The worst when we do like a 3, right? It's the worst when you get there and there's like the warm up, which is sometimes like a workout, like the running one we had during the week. Oh my God. I never ran so much in like 15 minutes. And I run and I was like whooped. So there's the first workout is the warm up. The second second exercise we're going to do today is this. We're going to do this. And then you feel like you get done with this big thing, right? And then the coach is like, all right, guys, now get your barbells out.
I hope you're not imitating me right now.
I'm like, does this end?
Sometimes it does feel like that. Like, oh my God, we have to do another workout. But that's one thing I love about CrossFit is that mental toughness. Like, you think you can't do anymore, and then you do more, and you're like, oh my God, I thought I was done, and I can do more. And it's like that survival thing. Like, I love that of like, oh, I think I'm at the end of my line, but I can do more. Hey, I'm not crazy. It's like, have you seen 127 Hours, that movie, the guy that cuts his arm off?
No.
He's hiking and he gets his arm caught under this big rock, and he can't get it loose, so he has to chop it off.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's deep.
Very difficult movie to watch because it's like he's like he literally gets to the point where he realizes he has to cut his arm off if he's gonna like be free.
So that's what CrossFit is like? That's what she's...
No, but I'm saying like most people would never think they could cut their arm off, right? And this guy is one of those. He's like, if you would have asked me, I would have never thought I was capable of doing that. But you're put in the situation
that
and
is
you have to do it.
Great analogy.
So CrossFit is much less scaled down, but you know, you finish that workout, you think you're gonna die.
You might bleed.
You cut your arm off, and then you're okay. Yeah. So basically, now that you do CrossFit and you do like it, you are there anything still? Is there anything still that you kind of thought before and now it kind of came true? Like, oh yeah, they do this and it's not great, or for the most part?
I
mean, we kind of touched a little bit.
Some movements I don't like. So if it's in the workout of the day, I'm like, But, I mean...
Don't like because they're not good movements or because you don't like them
those double box over burpees we've been doing?
Yeah, the burpee box get-overs, if you're familiar with those, like the really high boxes.
Yeah.
They do it in the games a lot. We started doing it because of the Froning programming, yeah.
My shins are purple. Purple.
So you're not doing it, I'm just kidding.
And then the one day I went over, there was blood all over the box. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Who did this?
Those are
Barbara, get your ass over here. Clean up your shit.
Clean up your blood. We don't want to get infections.
But like, I feel like sometimes it takes me a while to learn things because we don't hit them for a while. Like it took me a year to get muscle ups.
Yeah.
Where I feel
but at the same time, it took me like 4 years to get muscle ups. So like that's the perk of the bodybuilding background you have, is like for you it was just figuring out how to do the movement.
Yeah.
But you were strong enough. Most CrossFit ladies, it's a matter of building that strength. Okay. Because like, for example, like I had a pretty good kip and I could get almost there, but my lats weren't strong enough to like push me and high enough to get over the bar. And so I'm like working on this kipping for like years, and then it's like, well, maybe if I just got a little stronger with my like pull-up strength, I could get a muscle up. And once I actually really started working on strict pull-ups a lot,
I didn't know
I started
that.
getting muscle ups. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, so much.
But yeah. I would have liked to get better at them sooner.
Yeah, everyone does.
I would like to. I would really like to get better at some of the Olympic lifts now that I'm actually in CrossFit.
You are getting better at them, though.
I do feel like it, but I feel like as soon as I get good at it, like we skip it for a week and then
when you're first starting, that does get tough.
And it is hard to do those at a commercial gym because some weight slamming is involved because you can't just get that bar over your head and not like help it down. It's gonna make a sound. Yeah, sometimes you might fail, but even if you don't and you lower it and then you lower it to the ground, it's very hard to like lower it very quietly. And you don't want to hurt your back. Like it's better off to drop it. And that was like one assumption is like they're always dropping their weight, they can't put them down properly. But like it makes sense because like rather than hurting your back, every CrossFit gym has that platform, so you could just, drop it, and that's okay. And sometimes it's safer. Sometimes the coach will tell you, go ahead and drop it.
Yeah.
This isn't this kind of workout. We're not focusing on the pull.
Yeah.
We're not focusing on the eccentric movements. So go
it
ahead
depends
and
on the
drop
workout. Yeah, because there are workouts where it's, hold on to the bar as much as you can. Like they'll tell us this workout is meant to kind of build up your grip strength.
Yep.
I'd prefer if you did like bigger, like lighter weight and you could hold onto the bar longer, things like that. That's what I like about this gym is we mix it up a lot in that kind of way where the coaches will give you like what your strategy should be. Like this workout is meant to do this. Don't game it or don't do it this way. Yeah. Like try to do bigger sets or today do smaller sets because I want you to go heavier and be able to do more. So.
And then what's cool about that too is like boom, that's a coach telling you what to do. The programming is set. Yeah. You did not have to think about it on your own. You did not have to figure out what will help my grip strength. Like everything's built in. Everything's programmed in, sprinkled in everywhere. But you can absolutely do CrossFit at a commercial gym too. Just not a lot of the Olympic lifts. Like I do thrusters all the time with clients, kettlebell swings, burpees, and it's so fun to mix in maybe I do rower into lateral raises. Like you can mix together a bodybuilder and a CrossFit movement, and to me it's like so.
You
fun.
should like invent that, like a body fit. I don't know, like
hybrids
cross
only.
Body. I don't know. Yeah.
It's so fun to me. I love that stuff. I love like going into like a strict pull up and then into I don't know, maybe some devil's presses or like
devil's presses.
Like so.
They got devil in the name for a reason.
Yeah, give me some.
All right.
So,
so you love CrossFit, but you also still love bodybuilding.
Love it so much.
That's not going anywhere. I am just
Will
a
you ever be a bodybuilder?
See, I do see the value in working in bodybuilding movements because CrossFit does have a lot of gaps in terms of like, certain muscle groups.
I think for you it's just finding the time.
Yes, for me it's finding the time, especially because it's like working out, doing CrossFit once a day, and then coaching when I do. It just there were times when I really wanted to work on my strength, so I would also then add in strength stuff and Olympic lifting sessions. But then it's like, well, now I do bodybuilding sessions. There's always so much you can work on, and that's part of why a lot of CrossFitters don't get better at certain movements, because they're like, I want to get better at pistols, and they work on that for like a day, and then I want to get better at muscle ups, they work on that for a week, and then I'm going to do handstand walks, and it's just this like
but that's
squirrel
what keeps
mentality.
you coming back to.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like finally, like I remember the one CrossFit day I missed had like bench press in it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you motherfucker!
It's not gonna come back for a month.
The one day I couldn't come.
But for me, like how I started getting a lot of those skills is I just had to focus on them for like months at a time. Like muscle ups, that was the only skill I focused on for months, and I just did pull ups as accessory. I bought like if you know Pamela Agnon, she does like a programming. I bought like her bar muscle programming, and it helped a lot because it just gave me, I just focused on that. And then when I wanted to get better at Olympic movements, I paid someone to give me specific programming on that, only focus on that. And
I feel like that's my next step.
Yeah, that's like that's like my advice to people is I'm like, if there is a movement you actually really want to get, just focus on that one. Don't focus on muscle ups for a week and then handstand walk for a week and then this for a week. Like you really have to focus on one at a time if you want to get those skills.
For real.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So
I think we did justice.
Yeah, I think we did. Hopefully, you guys will tell us in the comments.
Or not.
Or not. Or they'll just be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll just, whatever.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like it and subscribe.
Yeah.
Peace.